All right, picture this. You're spending a whole year down under. Not just visiting, but actually, living there, working a bit to fund your adventures. Sounds pretty good, right?
It really does.
Well, today we're going to make that idea feel a bit more real. We're doing a deep dive into Australia's work and holiday visa. That's Subclass 462.
Right, the 462?
Yeah, sometimes seen as like the sibling to the 417 working holiday visa, but open to a different, often wider set of countries. So our mission today, let's unpack what this visa actually is, who it's really for, and what cool opportunities it offers.
Definitely. And it's important to stress, this isn't your standard tourist visa. Not at all. It's a really unique blend. You get to travel, sure, but also work and even study a bit. It's aimed at young people, specifically 18 to 30-year-olds.
Okay, so it's designed for a much deeper experience then, like really living there.
Exactly. It's about immersion, not just observation.
That flexibility sounds great. So let's say you've got the visa. What can you actually do? What are the practicalities?
Okay, first big one. You can work. Short-term work, mind you. The idea isn't, migrating permanently or building a career right then.
Right, it's more about earning money to keep the trip going.
Precisely. To help pay for your holiday, stretch the budget, see more, do more.
Makes sense. And you mentioned study. Up to 4 months. What does that look like? Formal courses?
It can be pretty varied. You could do a short TAFE course, maybe a language class, something vocational. It's quite a decent chunk of time for learning something new.
4 months is quite significant, yeah.
And crucially, travel. You can enter and leave Australia as often as you like while the visa is valid. So side trips are definitely possible.
Okay, that freedom is key. Now, what if, 3 months in, you're absolutely loving it and want to stay longer? Is there an option?
Yes. This is where it gets interesting. There's a pathway to a second work and holiday visa.
A second year. How does that work?
You need to complete 3 months of what they call specified subclass 462 work. Usually this is in regional Australia. Think farming, some types of tourism or hospitality, construction in certain areas.
So it's tied to specific kinds of jobs in specific places.
Yeah, it's designed to help fill labor needs in those regional areas, and it gives travelers a really different experience of Australia, often places tourists miss.
Right, off the beaten track. Okay, sounds like a potential win-win.
Yeah.
So who's eligible for this first visa? What are the main requirements? That age limit, 18 to 30, that's firm.
Very firm, yes. Yeah. 18 to 30 inclusive. You need a passport from an eligible country. The list is specific for the 462. And importantly, you have to apply from outside Australia.
Okay, apply from offshore. What else?
You need to apply on your own. No bringing dependent kids, no including family members on your application. It's an individual visa.
Right.
And generally, you can't have already held a 462 or a 417 visa before unless you're going for that second 462 we just talked about.
Gotcha. Standard enough stuff. But I heard there's something a bit different for applicants from certain countries. Like a lottery or something.
You're right. For passport holders from, for example, China, India, or Vietnam, there's an extra step. You actually have to enter a ballot first.
A ballot. So you need to be selected before you can even apply.
Exactly. It's basically a random draw because demand from those countries is incredibly high. It's Australia's way of managing the numbers and ensuring a diverse intake. Adds a bit of suspense to the process.
Wow, okay. That's a big hurdle to clear before you even start the main application. So assuming you get through all that, or you're from a non-ballot country, what's the deal with the visa itself? How long does it last, and what's the cost?
It gives you a 12-month stay from the date you first enter Australia, a full year. And the current application charge is AUD 650.
650 Aussie dollars, which, when you think about it, for a whole year with the right to work, that seems pretty reasonable.
It really is, especially when you factor in the potential to earn money while you're there. It's an investment in a pretty unique experience.
Absolutely. So, pulling this all together for you listening.
Yeah.
The Work and Holiday 462 visa. It's a fantastic chance for younger people, 18 to 30, to really get under the skin of Australia. It's more than a holiday. You can work to fund yourself, travel widely, maybe pick up some new skills through study. It kind of reframes that whole gap year idea, doesn't it?
It does. It moves it from just consumption, tourism, to actually participating, contributing a bit.
Right. And that leads to our final thought.
Yeah, think beyond just the practical stuff, the money, the travel. Consider this. Spending a whole year, likely on your own, navigating life, work, everything, in a completely new country. How might that change you?
That's a big question.
It forces self-reliance, builds resilience. You'll likely build a global network, maybe stumble into opportunities you never even imagined. The personal growth aspect,
Yeah.
that could be the most valuable part of the whole experience, something to really mull over.